You cannot have two kings living in the same house. You can't, because it's a problem. He looked at me, I just lost it. Just lost it. I wish I had.
This 70-year-old man calling himself a king is George Albert Summers. Moments before being questioned, George was responsible for shooting and murdering his son, Sherrod Moore, because for George, his God complex and being an alpha male was more important than a human life.
I wouldn't be sitting there talking to you right now if he just moved the car. Total disrespect.
Now, in the interrogation we have for you today, you will witness one of the strangest
I just want somebody to help me. Please help me.
and the most insecure killer these detectives have ever seen.
Pushed you over the edge. He pushed you over.
I just want to be locked up. I wish someone would have listened. I was begging, man, begging.
On the afternoon of February 22, 2023, Anne Arundel County Police received a 911 call from a residence in Brooklyn Park, Maryland. The caller reported that one man had just shot another inside their home, and the shooter was still there, waiting outside. When officers arrived, they found 48-year-old Sherrod Moore lying inside with a gunshot wound to the head. Sitting outside, with not a worry in the world, was 70-year-old George Albert Summers, Sherrod's stepfather. Paramedics rushed Sherrod to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center in critical condition, where doctors worked to save his life. But unfortunately, Sherrod did not make it. Meanwhile, officers back at the scene already had their suspect. George immediately admitted that he was the one who shot his son, which naturally raised the question, why would he do this? To find out, George was brought in for questioning, and unlike most suspects, he has no problem talking.
Yeah, like I said, I'm Detective Davis, if you didn't remember.
Yeah.
I didn't write your name down at first. I know your last name's Summers.
Yeah.
Wolf. Wolf's middle name, right?
Albert.
Albert Wolf Summers.
George Albert DeFleet Wolf Summers Jr. III.
Holy cow, say that one more time. Start with your first name.
George DeFleet.
How you spell that?
L-E-F-L-E-E.
L-E-F-L-E-E. Okay.
Summers Jr. III.
How can you be junior and third? How does that work?
Well, both my father's name was George. One's name me,
Okay.
the second was the name of the third.
Okay. Mr. Summers, what is your date of birth? And do you have a cell phone number? Or do you know it by heart?
Yeah.
All right, sir, and I read your Miranda rights when we were out on scene. They all still apply sitting in here. This is just a little bit more comfortable environment. We'll talk to you in here, and then we'll transport you down to the detention center. Are you currently under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
Excuse me?
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs currently?
I had 2 drinks today.
Okay, 2 drinks.
2 beers.
2 beers?
Mm-hmm.
Like regular canned beers or?
Canned beer.
Okay. What kind of beer you drink? Anything good?
Bud Ice.
Bud Ice. My man. Alright, so we kind of already went down through all what happened. This is a formality. Can you just run me through the story one more time? Because you said it started this morning until where we ended up today.
Well, let's start back 4 months.
Okay.
My wife's son, he got kicked out of his grandmother's house because it was so filthy. We walked in there a couple times, went to North Carolina, stayed in Charlotte with my daughter, and we came back from Charlotte last year this time, and my wife asked me, could we go down and clean up in the basement where he lived.
At your house?
No. At her mother's house.
Okay.
At his grandmother's house. And it was so filthy, the whole family, and I don't know, I only got one person who would take my side on this, is her brother, Wayne. And it was so filthy that when we went in to clean the room up, I didn't even know he was laying in the bed That's how filthy it was. He had cans, bottles, everything all over the floor, and pieces of boxes, whatever, all over the floor. It was so filthy. When he moved in the bed, I didn't even know someone was in the bed. That's how filthy the room was.
He was actually laying in the bed.
He was actually laying in the bed, officer. And my wife asked me, say, can you go down on Belgrove Road and help me clean the room up? I said, okay. When we walked in, I had a shovel and I was cleaning stuff up. And then something moved on the bed. And I said, wait a minute, what was that on the bed? It was him laying in the bed. Then they put him out of the house. And my wife said, well, when we was in Charlotte, North Carolina, she said, well, yeah, well, you can come stay with us. She said, I got to think about it when I get there. And then when he moved there, officer, he started showing the same signs. He would take pizza boxes, order food, because that's all he do is order food, and throw them on the floor. He wouldn't even pick the trash up. And I just had a problem with that. And I kept telling my wife, you got to do something about this. You got to do something about this, darling. You got to do something about this. I will do something about this, Wolf. That's what everybody know me as, Wolf. Most people don't even know my real name. And he would filthy up the house. And I kept saying, he got to learn a way to clean up. Clean up. Don't filthy up the house like this. She said, yes, you are. My wife is 70 years old, like me. We don't have time in life to clean up after people, officer. We don't have that. We're 70 years old. Let us live our life, you know. And he kept pressing to do dirty things. He would come upstairs, fix a plate of food. My wife, first of all, let me say it. My wife told him before he moved into the house, she said, bring 2 pair of pants, 2 shirts, 2 pair of sneakers, and that's it, and your computer. He moved in, got so much electronics because he worked with the internet on cable, and he has so much power with them. Believe me, he has so much power with them that he could turn your TV off in your room and you wouldn't even know who turned your TV off. That's how much power he has with the cable coming. And so the cable with our house, well, we don't have to pay cable. I said, okay, that's fine. But he is so filthy, officer, so filthy. And
I can see you keep a clean house other than that.
Yeah, but he just throw trash on the floor. He drank a Mountain Dew and throw the can on the floor, wouldn't clean it up. That's why his grandmother kicked him out the house. And I told my wife, I said, we can't do this. We can't live like this. We can't live like this. You know, but that's her son.
Oh, what's her son's name? I don't even know that yet.
Sherrod. Yeah, Sherrod. He's a filthy person. And I told my wife, I said, we can't live like this. I said, we're retired. We get a crazy check. Do you know what a crazy check is? You know?
What is it?
A crazy check, officer, is a check that you get the third of every month. Well, Joe Biden give us a little more money every now and then.
He called a crazy check?
That's what it is, a crazy check.
Why is it called a crazy check?
Because it's a crazy check. It's for people who are crazy.
So it's crazy because you get it, or?
It's crazy because you get free money.
Okay.
You know, they just say, okay, you don't live your life, you don't do good, you all right, okay, so I'm getting crazy check. Okay, forget that.
Got it.
Forget that. That's not
He taught me something today.
I tell the guys on the job that all the time, they laugh about it. Yeah, but honestly, I have a lot of fun with people working with the bread company, and they all love me, And you will see when I go to court how many people will be there to stand there and say,
you seem like a very nice guy. You seem very upset.
I mean, I don't bother nobody, I don't harm nobody. I ain't no gangster in the street. I don't live that life. I'm 70 years old, man. Come on, let me live my life, man.
No matter how frustrated he may have been with Sherrod's dirty habits, that wasn't why he pulled the trigger. The real reason was far more territorial and far more egotistical.
He just disrupted all of that. And I told my wife, I tell her all the time, I say, let me and you enjoy our life together.
You've earned it.
Yeah, like you bring him in. The main thing is, officer, to be honest with you, is that I told her, I said, why has he got his car parked in front with operated red truck every day? And he parked his car there, and then I said to my wife, I said, go downstairs and get the keys to move the car. He ain't got time, he can't find the key. I said, please. I've asked her 10 times, officer. Please, just go get the keys and move the car so I can park my bread truck here. He's at work, he said he can't find the keys. So I go downstairs and I asked him politely, can you please come upstairs and move your car so I can park my truck? I can't find my keys, I'm busy. I mean, we all know where that's coming from, And he just wouldn't do it. So I went downstairs again. Before I went downstairs, I asked my wife, I said, could you please go down there and get the keys? Move the car so I can park the bridge up. Also, I've been parking this truck there for 12 years.
Same spot.
Same spot. He wouldn't move. Frustrated, man, frustrated. Wish it never happened. Sorry's on my heart. I ain't no bad person at all.
I don't think he's a bad person at all, sir.
And the guys that work with me, love me, man. Love me. Because I always make them laugh, have fun. And I'm not lying about that, For him to do that, and then I go downstairs again, I ask him, again, please, can you come move your car so I can pop my bridge up? Ignores me. Totally ignores me.
Didn't even respond.
Looked at me and gave me a smirk. Come on, man. Be for real. We gotta live here together. Why can't you just move your car? I park my truck here every day. Why can't you move your car? Looked at me, smirked. I went to my wife. I told her, I said, darling, can you please, I was begging, man, begging. Go tell your son, move your car. He can't find his keys. Went downstairs again. I said, could you please move your car so I can pop my bridge up? Looked at me, smirked again. Man. I got it. If I live, hell, I'm 7 years old, had a good life. Tell my grandchildren. I got a little grandson. Freezes hell about me. My daughter is going to be so disappointed. But I called my daughter and I told her, I said, I just want somebody to help me. Help me. Please help me. I was begging. Please help me. But my daughter lives in Charlotte. She said, Daddy, I'll be there Saturday. Don't do nothing crazy. I said, I'm trying not to, baby. Trying not to. I need some help. Never got help. Never got help. It was simple. Just move your car. If you move your car, nothing's going to happen. Just move your car. You know I park it every day. Why would you take this space and then tell your brother I ain't moving nothing? Nothing. Crazy.
Put you over the top.
And see, people don't get it. People in life, detective, don't get it. You push somebody somewhere, then you think, oh, it's still okay. I've been in places. I've been officer. I've been in places. But I've seen people. I had a guy fall over on my lap, shot dead, shot in the nose. I've had that happen to me in my life. Just because a guy wouldn't buy him a drink and shot him in the nose and killed him and fell on me. I've been through all of that. But that's 30 years ago. I forgot all about all that. I left that alone.
In past life.
I decided to be careful, man. I ain't got no risk with nobody or nothing, man. I just
pushed you over the edge. He pushed you over.
To put George's insanity into words, he committed a murder, all because his stepson took his parking spot. And because his story jumps around a lot, here's what he says happened. For 12 years, George had been parking his bread delivery truck in the same spot in front of their house every single day. But on February 22nd, Sherrod parked his large commercial truck there instead and told George he couldn't find his keys when asked to move it. George asked his wife Arlene to handle it, 10 times according to him. Each time Sherrod allegedly said he couldn't find his keys. So George went downstairs himself and asked politely, a request he says was ignored with Sherrod saying he was busy. When George went back upstairs and asked Arlene to deal with it, she told him Sherrod didn't have to move the car. George says he continued to do this twice more, with Sherrod ignoring him each time, and at several points passing George a smirk which unfortunately became the last straw for George. And as you'll see, this incident is only a small glimpse into the feelings of disrespect that George says he felt in his own home.
All right, Mr. Wolf, I need you to walk me through when you went in your bedroom under the bed. I need you to walk me through that and how it was after the second time he sparked at you. What was how'd that transpire from you leaving that room to you going into your room?
Well, to be honest with you, to be perfectly honest with you, it wasn't calculated. It was just that because he worked for the cable company. Listen to me carefully now, because this is very important. He could turn my TV off. He's done it before, a couple of times before. When my TV is up, because he works with the cable company and he's on the phone all day. And if my TV is up too loud, listen to me carefully now. I'm being very honest with you. He can do some kind of switches or whatever he do. I don't know what it is, but he can turn my cable off. And I said, okay. Then I went in the power room. This was like 3 weeks ago. And I turned all the power off in his room because the power is downstairs. And then he was barking and crying to his mother, Darlene, about he can't do that because this is my job and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. And I said, okay. So I turned the power back on. For a week, everything was fine. Then that's when the real problem started. Well, we don't speak to each other, right? We walk by each other in the morning or whatever. Don't say good morning. This, that, and the other, you know.
Probably better that way.
Yeah. And so I kind of just left it alone. And I said, okay, man, let's go then. We don't speak to each other. Because he got a condition, which you will find out later on. He can't even open up a can of soda because of his condition. And he only can walk straight up. He cannot bend or any of that. He can't do any of that because of his condition. Now I respect that.
George just said something that's very important to understand. Sherrod may have been living with a condition that made everyday tasks incredibly difficult. Maintaining hygiene and keeping up with daily routines might not have been a matter of choice, but of limitation. Not because he didn't want to, because he couldn't. And George resented him for it, for something that may have been entirely outside of Sherrod's control.
And one night, this is very important, I told Darlene and him, I said, what they say, and I apologize for it. I will kill you and him if y'all push me. They laughed at it. Laughed at it, officer. It's okay. But I was drunk when I said it. I was drunk when I said it. And then I went to them and apologized for myself. I'm sorry for saying that, this and the other. I was drinking alcohol, was talking, this, that, and the other. And then I told my wife, I said, we can't live in the same house. You cannot, I don't care what you say or how you say it or how you address it. You cannot have two kings living in the same house. You can't, because it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I did say that from what they say. And then I went to both of them and I apologized because alcohol was talking. It wasn't me talking because I'm not the type of person. I've been in the streets, seen people killed, murdered, witnessed all of that. Some murders I didn't even contest to. And knew it happened. I'm not a bad person, I don't think.
I don't think you're a bad person. I think you got pushed a little over the edge today.
Honestly, I just wish someone, somewhere would have listened.
And you were asking for it.
And regardless of what's happening, I'm 70 years old. Regardless of what's happening to me, I had a good life. Got 6 children, 6 girls, 10 grandchildren. So, and they're gonna miss me. Whatever happens to me, it doesn't even matter to me. I mean, a lot of people worry about stuff like that. I don't worry about stuff like that. I can sleep. As long as I'm at peace with myself, I'm at peace. I'm at peace, officer. I'm at peace. I don't mean no harm to nobody. I don't about robbing nobody in stores, none of that.
I don't take your
all I do is deliver bread. That's all I do. Deliver bread. Mind my own business. Go about my business. And most importantly, when I pass away, I know I ain't did nobody no harm. I ain't killed nobody. Even in the bank robbery, if you look at my record, my brother's the FBI agent, and he smudged all my records. But if you look at my record, I ain't never harmed nobody. Never. Never put my hands on them. Maybe wrote you a note, say give me all the money. But never harmed nobody. And I told her, I said, you're my wife. Why doesn't he have to move the car? I parked this truck here. I've been parking here for 12 years. Well, you don't have to move the car. I'm looking at her. This is my wife. someone who I married. For better, for worse. This your son, I respect him. Why are you telling me this? Total disrespect. Went outside, had a drink, came back inside, and I told her, you're the cause of this problem. That's your son. Tell him, move the car. Just move the car. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now if you just moved the car. He ain't got to move the car. You're my wife for 25 years. Tell your son who kicked out of your mother's house to move the car. He know I pop the bread truck here every day. Just tell him to move the car. He can't find the keys. He can't find the keys. So I went into his room. I asked him politely, can you please move your car so I can pop my bread truck? And I told my wife, I said, can you please go downstairs and tell your son to move the car? They don't have to move the car. I said, Darlene, I've been parking there for 12 years in the same spot. Why don't he move the car? Why can't you ask him? That's your son, not mine. Because he's my stepson. Well, he don't have the right to move. Everything just changed all of a sudden. Went outside, got me a beer, sitting down, smoking a cigarette, prayed, talked to God. Please don't let me do this. Please don't let me do this. And God answered me. So you don't have to do it. Just walk away. So that's when she opened the door and she said, he can be here as long as he wants to be here. Do what he want to do. I just felt disrespected. Went back inside. I said, I'm going to go down and talk to your son one more time. She said, well, go ahead and do it. Went down and asked him again, officer. I said, can you please move your car so I can pop my bread truck? He looked at me with a smirk on his face. Never said anything. Came back upstairs again. I said, your son won't move the car. She said, you don't have to move the car. How you gonna do this for the place I've been living for 25 years, parking the bread truck? And he won't do it. I just lost it.
George was anything but calm. According to Arlene, he had been yelling and threatening Sherrod to move his car. One witness later told a local news outlet that she saw about 5 officers trying to calm down an agitated man, presumably George, outside the home. It paints a clear picture of how out of control he was in those moments. And in the end, whatever the argument was about, whether it was about a parking space or built-up resentment, it cost a man his life.
So you were upstairs, you went back down.
I wish I went to sleep.
I wish you'd went to sleep also.
I do.
But I need you to walk me through how you retrieving the gun and then going back in the room. I need you to say it.
Okay, when I went in the room, I knew the rifle was under the bed. For 20 years, that rifle was under the bed. Never touched it. Never touched it. It was under the bed. When my grandchildren would come to the house, I would hide it. I would take it from under the bed and hide it because they come every year to visit me. I would hide it so that they wouldn't know it was there. And I said, well, I'm going to defend myself if somebody attacks me. And I said to myself, if someone try to harm me, I said, I'm going to protect myself. You may not see it in your position, but I see it in mine. That someone was trying to take over my home, and I wasn't going to allow that.
I wouldn't dare sit here and try to say what I see from your eyes. If that's how you felt, that's how you felt, sir. I get it. I can't put myself in that position because I wasn't there. You were.
Yeah. But you know what? Out of all honesty of what you just said, and the sick of the facts, I apologize for it. Everything that happened. Some people just don't realize. My father and my mother always told me that anything you got to say to someone, look them in the eyes and tell them. And I'm going to look you in your eyes and I'm going to tell you. Sorry for what happened. Which should never happen. It's just like a mother bear. You cross her, she gonna cross you. So let's go on with the process and get it on.
So you went retrieve the gun from under the bed. Was he in his room?
Yes.
Okay. Was the door shut, open?
It was partially open.
Okay. What was he doing when you walked in with the gun?
He was on the computer.
Okay. Sitting up, laying down?
Sitting up.
Did you say anything to him?
I asked him, please come move your car. Move your car. That's the first thing I said to him when I walked in. I said, can you please, for the last time, come move your car, please. And he just looked at me.
Did he see the gun?
No, I didn't have the gun then.
I'm talking about when you walked in with the gun.
I wasn't in the gun.
When you walked in with the gun, he was sitting there.
I asked him again.
Okay.
Please, move your car. Just please move your car.
Wouldn't do it. You know how many times you shot?
Once.
One time. What happened after you shot? Did he move? Did he do anything?
And then Harleen came running downstairs, and I just put the rifle on the bed, and I sat outside. I said to myself, I said, before the police even get here, I'm gonna put my hands behind my back. I was gonna run, go nowhere, do nothing. I just want to be locked up. You know?
And was the gun already loaded under the bed? You said it was already loaded.
Yeah, it was all. They had one round in.
There's one round in.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, you're fast. Let the ECU ladies do what they have to do.
After this, crime scene techs collect George's DNA, and the interview formally concludes. George Albert Summers was charged with second-degree murder and use of a firearm in the commission of a crime of violence in connection with the February 22, 2023 shooting death of his stepson, Sherrod Moore. On March 14, 2024, George entered a guilty plea. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, which included the mandatory firearm enhancement. The first 5 years of that sentence must be served without the possibility of parole. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.